Before Lock Thursday edition. I am not used to doing this show. August 8th? Yeah, 8/8. That's fun. What's going on, Jake? I didn't talk baseball at all yet today.
Yeah, I talked this morning, so I've got one show under my belt. It's a pretty fun slate. So have you said you started crunching already?
I'm going to start once we get rid of this soft open of the show here.
Cool.
I haven't run anything else. I haven't looked at anything basically since I wrote up everything this morning.
Yeah, so it's a good one. I mean, if you look at the projections on the site, you might get one player, a very interesting cheap player in a lot of your crunches, depending on what you're trying to do. So,
curious to see who you mean, because I really have no idea who you're referencing.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive.
Pitcher or hitter?
Pitcher.
Okay.
Man,
I'm really curious.
Yeah, it's one of the cheap guys.
Hernandez or Pannone?
Hernandez.
Okay. Yeah, I like him as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, pitching's loaded today. They might not all be in the best matchups, but just from like a name value perspective, there's a ton going on out there.
Oh, so much. I mean, it's I mean, even from a name value perspective, like Boyd's making a name for himself. You got Sale, of course, who everyone's playing, Nola, Gray. It's just so many good pitchers across the board. Not great matchups, as the guys in the deeper dive talked about, but I think just a ton of raw talent, and not even mentioning like Domingo Armand as a huge favorite.
Right. It's loaded. When I opened it up this morning to write spotlight hitters, why would I do that then? To open up and write spotlight pitchers, I was like, I don't even know who is going to be the guy that stands out for me until I start running some things. Like 9 different guys. But anyway, let's do the plugs first to start. First and foremost, Live Before Lock is the promo code. Get 50% off your first month of Awesemo Plus. Any monthly package you choose, including packages with Fantasy Cruncher. If you want to check us out, that's all you have to do. Live Before Lock, one big word. And then I'm sure you guys are aware at this point in time, Live Before Lock means we are brought to you by FantasyDraft. Rake-free daily fantasy is here. If you want to play your favorite contest rake-free on FantasyDraft, where 100% of the entry fees are paid out to the winners. You cannot beat that, guys. It's as good as it's going to get. For limited time at FantasyDraft, you can get a 7-day trial on your first $1,000 of rake-free entry fees. Go to FantasyDraft.com, use the promo code AWESEMO. You can get that 7-day trial where you can get $1,000 of entry fees for 0 rake. Zilch, nada, nothing. Cannot beat it.
It's
a hell of a deal. It really is. To be able to get that before, to just not have to worry about, to not have to beat rake is monstrous. I don't think people realize it enough.
Yeah, you won't realize it day to day. I mean, you still have to be a decent player to make money, of course, but it's just massive paying this flat rate, and you get to try it out for free. So why not? And use the promo code AWESEMO when you do so.
Terry Wilson Jr. is very happy with me.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that Lucchesi and the Yanks stack worked out. Yeah, the Yanks were not too shabby. I saw you up there in the mini max. I did not get all the way up there. I mean, I was profitable because of having 30% Yankees, but couldn't get the combo, man.
Yeah, I landed on a pretty good one. Didn't quite take it down, but needed another Whit Merrifield at bat in the suspended game.
I had Soler and you had Merrifield. And then
where did you finish at?
In the hundreds, I think.
Okay.
Maybe in the I can tell you in a second. But we had a 2v2 of, it was definitely Merrifield and Soler for sure. And then I think it was one of the Yankee bats.
That's in Hero. Did you have Hero?
Oh, I had Hero.
Okay.
I had a bunch of Hero.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I finished 19th.
I think I had 19.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really close. I mean, Soler homer or something like that.
So I had Soler, you had Merrifield, and then you had Cameron Maben, and I had Mike Tauchman. And that was the big separator.
Okay. Didn't Tauchman do things last night?
No. He had 11. It's not like he was problematic, but Maben had 32, and that was the separator, basically. Soler and Merrifield were essentially a wash. I would have liked that game to keep going.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
But yeah, decent. I woke up and I saw I saw my top lineup. I was like, shucks, because I knew I had a shot when I was going to bed. I scrolled up to the top. I was like, stupid Tommy Nation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Something about that tournament every once in a while. I just get real close.
I know. I mean, it's a tough tournament to win, man. Probably one of the more difficult contests in the industry.
Yeah, I wish I scaled down last night too. So
okay,
because I had softball.
Okay.
I wasn't paying as much attention as I usually am to like crunches and stuff, and of course I'm a couple points away from a bink. So too bad I didn't if there was an $8 last night, I would have won the $8 because it was a top 50 lineup for me. But no $8, $15 wasn't going to put in 50 entries. So,
no. Alrighty, well, let's hit on the goods. Boyd, Clevenger, Nola, Sale, Herman, Hamels, Bumgarner, Gray, Alicia Hernandez, apparently. Who is your favorite pitcher on this slate?
Looking like, the guy I have the most exposure to.
I saw a screenshot in Slack before. Is that still the case?
Not that aggressive, but it's going to be aggressive unless his projection just drops way down. But the guy I have the most of is the cheap guy, Alicia. We'll see what I'm going to do with that. I don't think I need to have over 50% of him. If he's going to be 10% ownership, but Alex has a really, really good projection for him for a 5K pitcher. The guy, like the stud that I like the most is Sale.
Sure.
But not getting over the field on him at this moment. And then after that, it's a lot of the cheap guys. I thought I was going to get more Nola. Only got to 4% right now. Keuchel, I mean, you guys have fun with that. If
he's at 22% owned, I mean, I get it, but I can't imagine not wanting to go up to Bumgarner in that situation or John Gray.
Yeah, just two way better arms. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I have very little Keuchel, hoping that sticks. Even with the ownership on Bumgarner and Gray, I mean, those guys are all bunched together within 10% of each other, and I just think that's kind of crazy. So it's gonna be Sale, and then a lot of expensive bats, but I want to get to more Nola. Is your favorite guy non Chris Sale?
It's for me. It goes Sale, Bumgarner, Boyd.
Sale, Bumgarner, Boyd. Okay. Oh, so we're including Bumgarner. I mean, then yeah, it's Bumgarner for me.
For me, yeah. That's just like those are the three guys that grade out best. Now, where they come in, who the hell knows? I assume Sale, Bumgarner will be a popular combination for me, but Sale, everybody and Alicia could get really ridiculous.
Yeah. It's I don't know what I'm gonna do with Alicia. Like I'm
gonna start running my crunches right now.
I think you're gonna get a lot of them as long as you're factoring in Alex's projections.
I hope I do.
But
I can say that he doesn't exactly grade out poorly for me either independently. Yeah. So his number's not going anywhere other than like where it belongs.
He came down just a bit. Like he was at over 13 DK points, and that's a spot where there's a decent chance I would get to like 80, 90%. Now he's still up there. I mean, he's below 13 for DK, but man, like he's close to Wood and Gibson and all these guys are paying 2-3K more for.
Yeah.
So it just makes it difficult to kind of get away from him.
I mean, especially on FanDuel where he's 9,600, I was shocked. For a second, I couldn't remember if he was like hurt and we knew it or like we already knew that he was limited. I was so surprised when I saw the price tag.
For Sale, yeah, it's outrageous. Even though the Angels aren't a great strikeout matchup, you're still getting some pretty bad hitters at the bottom of this lineup, and he's Chris Sale. I mean, he could strike out 10 against pretty much any team. He's coming off 2 bad starts against the Yankees, but it just doesn't matter. Me and Lofty were talking about it. Like, if we thought he was hurt, that's one thing, but you're going to have bad starts against really awesome teams, and maybe he has one here, but I don't think that that's super likely.
Yeah, this is one of those spots, and I'm guilty of this just as much as everybody else. But we say, and we all do this to some degree. We look at Chris Sale, and everybody's immediate reaction is like, well, it's a bad matchup. The Angels don't strike out all that much. I mean, every projection system is trying to figure out how much he's going to strike out the Angels. Like, that's the fact that he's playing the Angels is already built into the projection.
Yeah.
So it's to think like, I don't want to take him against the Angels because it's a bad matchup. I've already done that work and found out that still doesn't matter because his price is ridiculous. So I can't get away from that. I'm surprised he's not owned more, but I think that's just a testament to the other arms that are on this slate. But, Hamels at 5, Herman at 6, Clevinger at 5. Would you really be surprised if Mike Clevinger was the top scoring pitcher today?
No, I think I might look back and be like, why did I not get to any Clevinger on this slate? Because it's just like the guy with the 37% K rate is just going overlooked. I mean, that's a guy who, like Sale, like these elite guys, he can just, if he's got his best stuff, he's probably striking out 10 in 7 innings.
Yep.
And that could very easily lead the slate, and he's getting 2% ownership. At least he was this morning. I think
he's at 5 right now on DraftKings.
Yeah,
although we haven't had an update, have we?
No, we haven't had one for a few hours.
Okay. So when that comes in, that'll tell a pretty big story.
Yeah. It's just like I could see so many different pitchers being the top raw point arm. Like you can make that same case for Boyd, Nola, but Nola's getting ownership. I think John Gray's got a pretty good chance of being the top pitcher as well.
Agreed. It's loaded. It's absolutely loaded. The amount of like 15 plus projected point guys that are on this slate, and not on a big slate either. It's not like this is a 15 gamer. This is an 8-game slate. It's even more concentrated than it seems.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. All this pitching in one spot, and then I'm sure tomorrow we'll have, I don't even know, insert any bad pitcher, Martin Perez, and all these bad guys pitching, I'm sure.
So here's my question for you, and I think we're probably going to have the same sort of feeling here. What do you make of Eric Lauer being 20% owned?
I get it. Like the Rockies outside of Coors, you're worried about 2, maybe 3 guys, Story, Arenado, Desmond. Outside of that, he can get outs against this team, and strikeouts for that matter. Good park. He's necessary, especially if you're going to Sale or Nola or Clevinger. Take your pick of the top arms. 2 pitcher sites. I don't think he's necessary for FanDuel, but
Agreed.
for FantasyDraft and Yahoo and DraftKings, I think Lauer makes a ton of sense. Now, 20% ownership is difficult to get to, especially when we can get to a guy who on our site grades out better than him straight up in Elisa Hernandez at less ownership. So that's why I'm not getting to a ton of Lauer, but yeah, I understand it.
That is one where I fully expect to be under the field. I would certainly rather flip the ownership on Lauer and Hernandez, and I expect to get even more Hernandez than 10%. So.
Oh yeah. I mean,
or more than 20 rather. Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of like hope Elisa comes up to 20, just so I don't have to play 1,000,000% of him. Because if he sticks at 10, he's gonna be my highest owned player by a mile.
Yeah, he won't be my highest owned player. I think that'll end up being Sale, but Hernandez is going to be pretty close behind.
Yeah,
he's hard to ignore. It's 5K, Do you have any interest in Pannone, or however the hell you're supposed to say that? I refuse to look it up.
Well, Laffy said Pannone this morning, so I went with Pannone.
I prefer to say Pan 1, even though I know that's very clearly not right.
I think we discovered him on the strategy show last year, and we came up with Pan 1.
Okay.
Pan 1.
I like it. Yeah. Either way.
But he's one I can't make the case for. If Hernandez was getting like 30% ownership, I'd probably get to some Pannone. But he's just not. And there's a guy I like better than him at a similar price that isn't going up against the Yankees.
I get
So
it.
yeah, that one's really tough.
Man, I am just about done my crunches.
Oh, you're done? Like these are final crunches right now?
Close. I mean, I'm north of like 500 lineups on FanDuel and DK, so.
Wow. All right. I'm waiting to see if we get. Oh wait, we have a rankings update with everyone in, I believe, because we got the Padres lineup.
It's also not out of the realm of possibility that I crunch again since it's 618. But
yeah,
if they look good, I'm certainly not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate when I do this. Okay, all good there. Any other thoughts on pitching? Talk to me about Aaron Nola, because he's a guy that I don't think I'm going to get all that much, but you did mention that you were thinking you wanted to get more.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy that we're just disregarding a pitcher that's as good as Nola. And by the way, we just got ownership.
Bam.
So we can look at that in a second. But like, we're just disregarding Nola, who it's not a bad price, but you're basically, if you're playing a lot of Nola, you're kind of betting against Sale, which I don't think you really need to do tonight. I think they could both be great, but Sale is cheaper. So that's my only issue with Nola here. It's just a price thing, a relative price thing. Because like 10-6 for Nola in San Francisco, I'd be like, oh yeah, fire me up. But
yeah,
Sale's just underpriced.
Wow. FanDuel ownership is crazy. The 5 highest owned guys on FanDuel are all Red Sox.
Why is everybody going to the Red Sox but not the Yankees?
That's a good question. I prefer the Yankees, so that works out perfectly for me. But I don't. It's not that I think that the Red Sox are like a problematic stack, but I would rather have the Yankees given the ownership.
Yeah, I guess they were closer in the top stack tool before, but like it seems like everyone in the Red Sox, me and Lafayette looked this morning and everyone was like double digits at least. And I doubt that they've gone down much from that. So if the top 5 guys on FanDuel, let's see where they're at in the top stack tool. Yeah, I mean, they're fairly valued. The Yankees are not. So I think a lot of subs for us are going to be playing a lot of Yankees, if I had to guess.
They should.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yeah. All right. People saying my name in chat. I don't know what that's about. People making fun of me because of the slow pitch softball league. I mean, beer league softball. What do you want from me? Got to do something else besides play fantasy every single day of the week.
I was talking to a buddy today that we wish one of the bars around here would start up basketball as a league.
Basketball?
You've never seen that movie, have you?
Nope.
So the guys that created South Park made a movie called Basketball, which is a cross between basketball and baseball. It's more of the basketball piece, but you like move around to different bases and stuff. You have the ability to try to psych everybody out, so you can just like yell really ridiculous shit in somebody's face for it.
Wow.
You should watch it. The movie's hilarious.
Sounds
and
nice.
It's fun. But I wish that was just like a league around here.
Sounds pretty intense. People want us to talk about weather in Cincinnati. We're not concerned. I'm not concerned. Maybe you are. I doubt you are, though. You're looking.
I'm not concerned.
There's no chance of postponement risk right now in the projections. That's what I go off of. That's what Alex goes off of. So he's putting in thousands of dollars every night in entry fees based on his postponement risk. And if it says 0, then I'm playing every game straight up.
Same. Yeah, I'm not touching anything with regards to weather as of right now.
Yeah. So people asking about it. That's what we got. Maybe there's worry elsewhere, but we're not worried right now. You can, yeah.
All good. I've got both stacks done, or both crunches done, rather. So I'm going to get really nervous right now and refresh and see how many really awful dudes I got, because I'm nervous.
I just got one really awful dude.
Mubio2 says there was no concern on Cleveland weather 2 days ago either. ... I'm still not concerned about the Cleveland weather. The game shouldn't have been postponed.
They could have waited an hour and played the game fine. The excuse was such garbage. I can't even remember who was pitching or who was supposed to pitch or what, but it was not like it wasn't one of their top arms. So that's why like Cleveland wasn't trying to play it. I'm assuming, but the people were taking pictures of the like at the stadium, and yeah, at lock when the game was supposed to start, it was bad, but you just pull.
But like 7:45, it was clear for the rest of the night.
It was fine, and everybody knew it was going to be fine. Yeah. So that's like you're just going to have those, I guess, if teams are going to try to get games postponed, or the league's just going to say, "Yeah, well, the weather's bad now, so postpone it."
Right, like that's if they're going to do that, then like there's nothing I can do. I can't predict when they're going to postpone games 30 minutes after lineup lock when all signs say that there is no weather in the future, and that bears out to be true. If that's going to happen, like I'm just going to be out of luck.
Yeah.
Trust me, I had a bunch of Indians and Rangers, and I confirmed with Alex that he also did.
Yeah, and look at all of our lineups. Everyone, yeah. Adam, I think the Rangers, the Indians were Adam's top stack. Like everybody played him. The game was fine.
Yeah, I think I had like 11 or 12% in the aggregate. It was just...
Yeah,
and I had a good night too. Like I needed those games to play to fill out. I had like Oakland and Atlanta, and they both went crazy that night, but it was all just parsed out with 2 teams that didn't play. All right, DraftKings Crunch is loaded.
How would you deal with that going forward? Like in Fantasy Cruncher, would you just like if the game was dicey and you kind of wanted to play it because it's low owned, like let's say Boston or someone had like Boston or the Yankees had weather concerns tonight, would you just make it so in Fantasy Cruncher, if you did play Boston, you had to make like, would you go in and say minimum players per team, minimum hitters per team, and put at like 3 or 4 or 5? Just so you're playing only stacks?
I probably should. I generally treat it like this. I'm either pulling the game completely or not touching it at all.
Okay.
I try not to toe the line all that much. That's probably more out of laziness than anything else. So like, don't just take that as gospel. But in theory, you should be less likely to use one-offs in those spots. If you're gonna if you're gonna go for it, go for the whole Megillah. But for me, I'm either just going to X that game out, or I'm gonna treat it like it's on.
Okay.
Now, for pitchers, I will pay like slightly closer attention if there's a chance, if it's more likely that there's going to be like spotty, rain delay type stuff.
Yeah.
That might change my game up a little bit, but from a hitting perspective, it's kind of just all or nothing for me.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you had a better way of dealing with that, but that was the only thing I could think of. Because I know like Tom's talked about before, if there's weather concerns, but he likes the game or the game projects really well or one side does, he'll just run some crunches with that team and just like have 5-man stacks, like a few 5-man stacks. And,
right.
If you lose that lineup, the lineup never had a chance anyways. So it's fine. I mean, 95% of your lineups don't have a chance to compete anyways. If you're playing 150. So yeah, that's probably something I'll start to implement on the live streams going forward if we have weather issues.
So my pitching exposure does not look anything like I would have expected. I thought it would have been a little bit more extreme. I'm basically just kind of with the field on everything, but I do have almost double the field of Pannone. 19% Elysier. Yeah.
Interesting. So wow, Pannone. Okay, so
I guess I just want the money because I have an absolute ton of Yankees. I do have way too much Rockies, so that is something that I need to roll back a bit. I don't have a lot of interest there. Wow. I mean, I have some, but not a ton.
Do you factor in like reverse correlation with your pitchers too? So like if you're playing the pitcher that takes away from the Yankee stack, like is that accounted for in your spreadsheet? Am I making sense?
Yeah, sort of, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, naturally, like the more I get of one of those, I'm generally going to get less of the other. but it's nothing sort of intentional.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, I like this now.
What else? What else do you see, like pitching wise?
Let me tweak
Wow.
one last thing because I did get to quite a bit of Angels as well. So
Someone someone on the Osmo account said that we may need to start a DFS basketball league.
I wish.
Tag you.
I wish, man.
It sounds like two fun sports mixed into one, so I think I'm good.
Well, no, they took one fun sport and made the other one fun.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the changes that I just made. So I'll just read it off. 11% Boyd, 1% Clevenger. RIP on that one. 11 Nola, 39 Sale, 1 Erman, 15 Hamels, 30 Bumgarner, 25 Gray, 15 Keuchel, 13 Lauer, 19 Hernandez, 15 Pannone.
What'd you say yours was for Gray?
25, right with the field.
All right, yeah. So you are kind of just hovering around the field. Obviously,
I don't love the way that the pitcher exposures are coming out for DraftKings, so I'm probably going to rerun that.
I feel like that's okay to do, though, like having around the field.
I don't really want around the field of everybody, though. I'd rather have one or two guys that are just not a part of this.
Yeah, as long as each lineup, like each different lineup is unique, though.
Sure.
Like that's something I've gotten more and more comfortable with as I've started to do this rankings process, trying to come up with like my best lineups out of however many, is just that like you can be around the field on everyone, but if you're using them in different ways in your portfolio of lineups than everyone else, like the exposures are nice to see. The total exposures is a nice, like, you know who to root for or whatever, but it's more about just building 150 quality lineups or 20 quality lineups or 5, however many you make.
True. FanDuel 31% Sale, we're projecting 23. 27% Bumgarner, we're projecting 17. 19 on Gray, we're projecting 15. Nobody else with any sort of volume.
We're only projecting 15 for Gray?
Yes.
Whoa. All right, let me put this in and see. Actually, I'm crunching right now, but
most owned stack by far is the Yankees.
Oh, okay. So that's changed then.
No, for me.
Oh, okay. You're talking about your teams. I was thinking of.
I have very little Red Sox on DraftKings and half the field on FanDuel. That kind of makes me nervous.
That's scary. Here's one we got in Slack. Is it even worth punting SP2 on DK tonight, or is passing on that a good move to differentiate? Would allow you to go overweight on guys like Sale.
I mean, I have 25%. I have 50% of 200% exposure going to Lauer, Hernandez, and Pannone. So I'm a pretty big fan of paying down for at least a good portion of my SP2s. And I think that number might even change as if I run another crunch. Although, you know, I'm kind of feeling a little bit better about where I'm at. There are a lot of teams on FanDuel, I guess, and DraftKings that I just have no part of, including the very chalky Reds and Tigers. But we'll hit on hitters in a second.
Yeah.
First and foremost, it's dong pick time. I'm going to pat myself on the back quickly. Got one yesterday. JD Martinez. Really excited. None of this shit matters. Jake got a double dong yesterday.
I got a double dong?
Huh?
I got a double dong?
You didn't know that?
I just thought Urshela had one.
He
had two?
He had two.
Oh, EMAC. You worried?
Did you really not know?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just
I think maybe you missed the first one.
Did I?
I don't know, maybe.
For one of them, because I was at softball. I was like, oh, sweet, Urshela.
You got yours first, and then JD hit his, and then Gio hit his second one.
And what a wave of emotions for you that must have been.
Well, I didn't care all that much because of how much Yankees I had, so I was cool with it. He could have hit 6 of them for all I cared. Like, it was cool with me. I had like 30-something% of him, so
all right, well,
I wanted those guys to hit a dong every time they stepped up.
Yeah, I'm creeping up here. So we thought EMAC was running away.
I assume no one else got one. I can't remember seeing anything.
I don't think did San Diego hit any last night?
I truly don't know.
Tatis, I think, hit one.
Tatis did hit one because he hit one to open the game.
Yeah, you guys could have been like, yeah, nice dong with Urshela, and I would have just been like, oh, all right, sweet, yeah, I got one. And I would have never known he got two. And I had a ton of Yankees, and I was like competing in a tournament last night. I just thought he had like.
That's exactly 20. Why you finished second or fourth or whatever.
No, it was the Maben dong.
I mean, sure, the Maben dong helps you, but like, you clearly had Urshela.
Oh, I had a ton of Urshela. That's why I picked him.
Yeah. I had like 40% Higashioka, so when he went yard, I was dancing.
Yeah, it was all Yankees, just all over the place. So I was pretty pumped.
All right, so I guess I should hit the key to everything here. Dong pick standings right now. EMAC is in first, 26 total dongs, 23 correct picks, and a 24.5% correct rate. Jake is now firmly in second in total dongs at 22. I've got 20. You and I have the exact same correct pick rate, though, right now, 22.5%. So, at the very least, I'm on your heels in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Spags is in fourth, 17 dongs, 3 back of me, 5 back of Jake, and 9 back of EMAC. He's got 16 correct picks, 20% correct rate. And then Randone's got 3, 12.5% correct pick rate.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Chris has 1 foot in the grave. Chris Spags, as far as catching EMAC.
Yes. I would go out on a limb and say that it is impossible.
He at, let's see.
He's at 17 dongs. Oh, okay. EMAC has 26.
Yeah. I mean,
he can't make up 9.
No,
and catch both of us. Like that, it would require both of us to also suck.
Yeah, he would need EMAC to like not get 1 the rest of the season and just go on an insane heater.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So, those are the current standings. The floor is yours, man. Go for it.
All right. Let's see what I got here. Do I just go with my boy again? I mean, let me resort this really quick and see who comes up as my top exposed guys. I'm seeing a lot of Yankees. A lot of Yankees, man. All right. I'm going to whoa, I got so much Trout. I'm going to where's this guy batting?
You going right back to Urshela?
No.
He donged the day before, too. He's got 3 in 2 days.
Urshela's donging for sure, but I'm just going to take the chalk, Aaron Judge. Oh, you wanted?
I didn't think you were going to do it. The way that you were just talking, I was like, oh, cool. I'll just take him then.
Well, I was going to take Mike Ford, but I usually take guys in the top 6. Batting 8th.
I wanted to take him a couple days ago, and he donged, and Didi didn't. So
Didi's a good pick, too.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Roof open, too. A little bit of wind gusts out to right.
I really didn't think you were going to do it. Just the way that you were talking, I was like, oh, cool. I'll be able to take Judge.
Remember last time this happened? You should have just picked first.
Yeah, you're winning. That's fine. You've earned the right to pick before me and take someone before me.
So, like, make it take it in basketball.
I think so, yeah.
Right. I'm with that.
I would love to take a Yankee. I don't really like anybody else, though. It's not a great lineup. All the fun right-handed power hitters just aren't playing right now.
Take Urshela.
I don't need to take Urshela. I am going to take something near and dear to your heart. Give me Eugenio Suarez against Cole Hamels.
Now that's a good pick. If you would have taken Judge right away, I think I might have taken him.
I wish you would have taken him. I'd rather have Judge. You want to switch?
No, I'll go with my gut here.
That would be bold if we switched picks right now and then Suarez donged.
Yeah, that would be controversial, I think.
Well, no, it would just be everybody would be really happy that you got it right and I got it wrong.
All right, Chris wants Drum roll, please. JD Martinez.
Yeah. He was for sure taking Aaron Judge. There's no doubt about that.
You think so?
Yes. Jake, are you in the dong sheet right now, or is that Chris?
That's Chris. I'm
Okay.
not.
Chris, you are labeled right now as the anonymous shrew, if that is you. So, new name for you.
He also someone typed in JD Ramirez. So is that Jose Ramirez and JD Martinez together, or
Where do you see JD Ramirez? Oh, did I do that? That's
you might
me.
have done that because you're talking?
Yeah, I did.
Sometimes I do that when I'm like taking notes on a call, and I'll look back and be like, that sentence doesn't make any sense. So
Well, I just typed in Mookie Beats. So, yeah, it's definitely me.
is that Dwight Schrute's friend?
Emacs on Mookie Betts. Chris Randone taking Albert Almora.
Good pick. Good pick. There's some quality picks.
I would have assumed that Randone was going with Luis Arias. He's second from the bottom, but Billy Hamilton's playing today.
So I'm going to the Twins game tonight, actually. I got a bolt right after this.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Yeah. First game of the season. I haven't made it to one Twins game all season. But a friend asked me if I wanted to go, so I said, yeah, of course.
A friend? Aren't you just going to the owner's box?
What? What gives you this idea?
You are the owner, president, and general manager of the Minnesota Jakes.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not. Actually, I have no clue where we're sitting, but yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say. You caught me off guard with the owner's box comment.
Which should not have happened, considering the Minnesota Jakes has been one of our gimmicks since April of 2018.
Shroot Farms joke. Yeah, Shroot Farms joke. That's what I was going for. I was hoping some people would pick up on that one.
I didn't hear it.
You said Mookie Beats. I said, is that Dwight Schrute's friend?
Oh, you cut out when I said that, or when you said that, so I didn't really hear you. It's a good one. Okay, let's talk stacks. As I mentioned, I have gotten quite a bit of Yankees and less Red Sox than I would like. Talk to me about what you're seeing at the top. And you know what? Yeah, I think we're going to be in an agreement that you want the Yankees, right?
Yeah. Why are they going under-owned? I mean, not so much on DraftKings, but like when you pull up the top stack tool, and you guys should have the top stack tool, I think it is the single best comprehensive look at the slate in terms of just like picking teams that you think you should be on, or maybe teams you want to avoid, teams undervalued or overvalued. We're on Live Before Lock. Live Before Lock's the promo code if you want to do that. 50% off your first month. Anyways, if you want to look at the top stack tool, the Yankees are going undervalued for seemingly like the sixth straight slate.
Yeah.
And they've just been hammering everyone.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty good in Baltimore.
They're just good everywhere. It doesn't matter. I was talking to Laffy this morning. It's like, it doesn't matter who they're throwing out there. They just rake. It's unbelievable. So I get that they're not big names like Talkman and Ford, and they've got some just quite honestly bad value plays, but the bad value plays is how Alex has made hundreds of thousands of dollars this season, just putting in like a play on a chalky stack that people aren't playing. So it's just like, you should be taking chances at those guys. I was talking to a couple of subs that DM me asking like how to use the top stack tool. And I think it's just a really good way to look at things overall on the slate.
I don't disagree. And it dictates a lot of my decisions. I love looking at it to see if I'm like directionally accurate with my stacks. You know, I try to make tweaks based on it. I'm doing it right now, just looking at the Phillies. Plays a monster role in everything that I'm doing. So I think, do you think the Yankees will be your top stack?
I'm fairly confident they will be my highest exposed stack.
Okay.
I would be surprised if they're not. Like, if they're not number one, it's probably because Boston's number one.
Okay.
But
that I don't know what to do with right now.
Why not?
I have very little Boston. I have 4% on DraftKings and 8 on FanDuel, but they are 17% owned on FanDuel, 15 on DraftKings.
I mean, I'm surprised you don't have them if you have a lot of Yankees.
Why is that?
Like, because that just means you're playing So like from a lineup construction standpoint, you're able to get to the Yankees. So why wouldn't you be able to get to at least some Red Sox? The Yankees just grade out that much better for you?
Not really, but I mean, I have double the field of the Yankees, so. And then I'm touching on like a bunch of teams that aren't getting ownership:
Okay.
Cubs, Braves, Indians, Angels, Blue Jays. That's about it for DraftKings.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes a little bit more sense then.
So
Because I'm just not playing as many main stacks of like those teams that have decent implied totals but aren't really getting a ton of ownership. Right? Like I'm just when I play a bunch of a chalky stack, in order to get an edge, I play a lot of it.
sure.
So just some of these other stacks that I'd like to get some of, like
Yeah.
like
So who else is standing out for you?
So mostly just the Yankees and the Red Sox, just
Okay.
hammering that chalk, eating all of it. But let's see what else we got here. I'm ranking out everything right now.
Talk to me about the Reds and the Tigers. I have basically 1% of them, and they are like 10% owned on both sites.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be right there, at least in terms of main stacks. Like they're good value, they're good point per dollar plays. That is without a doubt, just based on their implied total and their pricing, especially on DraftKings. But I'm just not interested in like chalk Detroit stacks.
Right.
A bad team. I mean, it's a bad pitcher against them, but they're also a bad team with a lot of bad hitters. So yes, you should play them as 2-mans and maybe even like 4-3s or 5-3s. Play them in the 3 spot, but I don't think I'm going to be stacking up a bunch of Detroit bats here. And if I do, it's to try to get in like a Nola Sale combo or something crazy like that.
I basically don't have them. I have one off of a Tiger on DraftKings. I have no full 5-man stacks on DK of the Reds. Wow. The one off Tiger is all I have. It's one share of one guy. I've got like 3 4-mans and a couple 1-offs for the Reds, and then on FanDuel 2 4-man Red stacks, 1 Tigers 4-man. That's it. Like I just don't have these guys. So as long as that chalk doesn't hit, I should be in just decent shape just from avoiding that.
Yeah. So like the only guy on Detroit right now that I'm getting some of their guys in fillers, but like I can just tell when looking through my lineup, scrolling through, I'm not getting 4 and 5 Tigers very often at all.
Right. I could not be happier about that. That is working out exactly like I would want it to.
And then same thing with Cincinnati for me. I'm even lower on them, it looks like, just because Hamels is a good pitcher. I'm getting this pains me. Only 2% Suarez right now. Ooh. I would like to get a little bit more than that, but
I figured it was in your contract to have him at like a very specific set amount.
Yeah, usually the threshold's like 15%, but yeah, I must have had to break that tonight.
I'm putting my lineups in right now.
So, man, I'm getting too many Angels.
I have more than a little bit.
Like I'm getting way too many Angels.
I have more than a little bit.
How much is more than a little bit?
I dialed it back, but I've got 9.5% aggregate on DK and 8.8 on FanDuel, and that was north of 10. But
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, more than a little bit.
Maybe I'm going to put my leverage settings down just a little bit. I think maybe I've got those a little bit too high. But even when I put them down, like Trout just so good that it doesn't really matter who he's going up against. He's going to project well.
Yeah. Look, I'm willing to be there if Sale's not himself today. You know, I have Sale, but if that goes squirrely, I'm happy to be on Trout, Upton, the rest of these goons.
Yeah, when you can get and the thing is too is like if Trout hits a 3-run homer, you're not only do you have Mike Trout that's accruing you fantasy points, but it's gonna be really tough for a guy that's 10K to bounce back from that.
Yep.
So you're just getting the best player in baseball against a chalky pitcher and Trout's also not getting owned.
I think I'm just about ready to enter FanDuel and just like be done.
So early.
I know, I don't get it.
So right now I'm at 15% sale. um,
15% sale.
on DK.
Okay.
It's a little too low. I would like to get that up a little bit more, but looking at my bats, I mean, I've just got the nuts.
I'm very happy now with like my exposures and stuff. I'm feeling pretty confident. So that's usually a bad day for me, but what are you gonna do? I've had a good productive day. I'm hoping that I am rewarded personally with some W's because we're gonna have soccer projections starting Saturday.
Yeah,
Give
dude.
that a little bit of a plug. So starting with the opening of the Premier League's main slate on Saturday morning, we will have soccer projections done by yours truly. Content coming from Tristan, who is directing all of the soccer content moving forward. We didn't have it before, and now we do. I couldn't be more excited. I love soccer. My favorite sport to watch, so being able to have a part of it from a DFS perspective is really exciting. I've been working on them for pretty aggressively over the past 2 weeks, and I think it has finally come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean they're live on the site if you guys want to.
They are not live on the site.
Oh, they're not live on the site?
No.
Oh, is that why? Did it say private?
Yes, so they were private,
I can see that.
but just in case that wasn't working as I intended, I had Nolan pull them back down.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw them. They look like projections. So
the DraftKings ones were done, but everything that was in the FanDuel table was just dummy projections from DraftKings. I just wanted to make sure that I got like the tables and the upload utility and everything ready to go.
Yeah, well,
but I mean they're essentially done. It's just formatting and stuff.
Hopefully, FC can fire up a soccer optimizer so I can start playing.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'll give you the nut. Just play Liverpool, guys, and cheer with me.
You're a Liverpool guy. I need to have a team, don't I? I listened to Rosillo's podcast a few months ago, and he was saying like he likes the idea of getting into EPL, but
it's a great watch, man.
Yeah, I'm not anti-soccer guy, so
2 hours in and out, no commercials. Can't beat it, man.
But I like long sporting events. Like I like watching NFL.
Right, but how much better would the NFL be if the game ended at 2:45 from a 1 o'clock start, and they got rid of that extra hour and 15 minutes of bullshit?
I kind of prefer it the way it is.
Oh, you're crazy.
With red zone, of course. I'm
okay,
not.
Yeah. So yes, if they're just, I would like to watch baseball games, but only if they only show me home runs and gnarly strikeouts.
Well, they're kind of trying to do that with, I think, Adnan Virk.
Yeah, I mean, what we're looking for is called House of Highlights, but more immediate.
Yeah.
So
people telling me which teams to cheer for. I don't know, guys.
Newcastle's not the worst shout in the world. Don't pick Stoke City.
Here's the deal.
Do not pick Arsenal.
All right. I'm going to cheer for whoever is making me money in DFS that day.
Smart.
So I'm excited to use them though, man. That's pretty cool. Pretty impressive that you pulled that off. So
I didn't think it was going to happen. A lot of focus. A lot of Josh, you're not a true sports fan. Yeah, I know. I don't claim to be. Surprise. No. I'm a true sports fan for the sports that I'm a fan of, but baseball is a means to an end. Talk to me more about stacks. So let me hit you with all my exposures, and we'll see what you think.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go in aggregate, the average aggregate across both sites. Yankees 19, Red Sox 6.
Okay.
I was just waiting for you to be like, eee. Cubs 12, Braves 8, Rockies 11. You can give me some thoughts there.
Rockies 11.
Yeah.
I like that. You're stacking against a below average pitcher, and I'm guessing a lot of those stacks have Arenado, Story, and Desmond, or at least 2 out of the 3.
You would be correct. And I also need to make an adjustment to my FanDuel Rockies exposure. They're like my by far most exposed stack that I didn't see until right now. So
yeah. So anytime you can stack up against a cheap, chalky, bad pitcher like Eric Lauer, I think that's over time a pretty profitable strategy.
Yeah.
What was the other one you mentioned? Did you say Atlanta in there somewhere? Their
Yes.
team popped up a little bit for me.
Yeah, I'm over the field on Atlanta a little bit.
Okay.
But a lot over on the Rockies, a lot over on the Indians, a lot over on the Angels, a lot over on the Blue Jays. I've got some
Dude,
Philly shares.
I have an absurd amount of Angels. Like I have almost 40% Trout right now.
I have 15 5-man stacks on DraftKings of the Angels.
So 10%. Yeah, wow. That is a lot. Do they project well for us? I guess I don't even. It's
My most exposed hitter is Aaron Judge.
Yeah, mine is
pretty much all Yankees, and then Chris Bryant.
How about this? How about this for a most exposed hitter? Oh no, it is Judge, but second most exposed, Austin Romine.
There you go.
Give me those Yankees again.
Meanwhile, mine's Breivik Valera.
He is like sixth for me.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Because obviously I'm not super confident in that one, but
so basically what I'm rooting for tonight is hopefully the Yankees, but one of these expensive stacks, Red Sox or Yankees, that are going a little undervalued, need to go berserk.
I'm so pumped for tonight now. I feel like I got a good balance. So it's going to be one of those days where all the garbage teams go crazy.
I mean, if I check my phone at the Twins game and Detroit has 7 runs in the bottom of the third, I'm just going to log out for the night and enjoy.
Stop checking your phone after that.
If things stay quiet,
yeah,
and I got Matty Bum Bum and John Gray and all my lineups tonight, I think it's got the potential to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, Reds and Tigers. If that goes quiet, I should be fine just in general. And then if like that's the thing that will keep my floor high.
Just for sure.
Avoiding whatever it is that they do.
Yep.
Do you have your lineups in?
I have my DK lineups ready. I'm going to paste them in. I was seeing if there's any last second contests I need to do.
Speaking of last second, lock is at 7:07.
Huh. And we don't need the extra 2 minutes.
No, I wish it were 7 o'clock on the dot at this point in time. I've got a pork butt in the oven. I've got
the Boston butt. Nice.
I did, yeah. Can't wait to eat it too. Look damn good. Damn good. Started cooking that bad boy yesterday morning at 7 a.m.
It takes that long? What's there got to be quite the process then. We don't have to get into it now.
Well, let's do it. It's easy to go through the process. I cook it sous vide, so I season it, vacuum seal it, dunk it in a water bath for 24 hours. Take it out, dry it off, and then put it in a 300-degree oven for 90 minutes to get like a nice bark on the outside. Good to go. So it's pretty hands-off. I basically don't have to do anything.
So you're going to eat that tonight while I eat a god-awful hot dog at the Twins game.
Is there like a Twins game? Is there like a food that's popular at the ballpark that you guys have? Like, obviously, if you go to Philly, you can get a cheesesteak or something. Every ballpark's got like a thing. Do the Twins have a thing? Or does Minnesota have a thing?
I don't think there's like a big food. I think there's like a steak sandwich or something. But
okay.
It's nothing of note. They have decent food, actually. I'm being dramatic.
There's not like a localized Minnesota cuisine?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Talk about Elisa Hernandez on FanDuel.
Yeah, he's not interesting. I have 3% of him, but that is not that is essentially randomness.
I think he is actually a little bit interesting because you're going to be able to just hammer in every expensive bat, and that's not ever a popular line of construction on FanDuel where there's so much value.
I can't advocate for it if John Gray is 7,900.
Yeah, that's the problem.
There's too many good pitchers on this slate for Hernandez to be valuable on FanDuel. You're going to need a raw score. One of these dudes is going to go crazy. And Hernandez is not going to be the guy that saves you today.
Right. So I saw a couple of my top ranked lineups on FanDuel have him and like Angels and Red Sox stacks just for leverage or whatever. But yeah,
the first lineup that I get to is number 28 for me. And I think that feels kind of reasonable.
I think that's reasonable.
But I would not be trying to get him.
I can't say I'm not going to be trying to get him because I got 17%.
That's too much today.
I think it is too much. I'm going to adjust that. It's amazing. We've got this time to actually make some changes. Let me see here.
Like if Nola, Clevenger, Boyd, Sale, if any of those guys, even include Bumgarner or Gray, one of those guys is probably going to go for like 70.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
And then like at that point, I just don't know if you can make it up. You have to hit every bat then. You almost need, if you want to play Hernandez, you almost need to stack less.
Right.
To try to catch that like double and triple random dong that comes in. Because I don't know if you can make those points up.
Yeah, you really have to. And he's got to do well too with one pitcher spot too. Like he can't just like get you 30 and be like, okay, because one of these big pitchers is going to get you 54.
Right. Yeah. It's not just that it's not just like he needs to be really good. You need him to be really good and to hope that no one else breaks the slate. And there are plenty of slate breaking pitchers on going today. Like, would you be surprised if Aaron Nola threw a complete game shutout?
Not at all.
And like at that point in time, you're done and dusted.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think how I can adjust this here. Pitcher projections. Let's see what I can do. Any more weather concerns really quick? I didn't see anything.
I've got nothing.
But yeah. I'm not seeing even projections being updated. It looks like everything's all the way in there. So it's just it's so much smoother when we get the lineups an hour before lock. An hour and 2 minutes even before lock.
I know, it's very nice. It's very nice. I like not having, I can feel it in my body that I don't have the anxiety of like scrambling to get this stuff in. So
right.
Cue the late scratch in 3, 2, 1.
Aaron Judge is scratched. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would probably just walk away.
Yeah. Aaron Judge is not scratched. So if you're just tuning in now, do not.
I have 30% on FanDuel and 26 on DraftKings.
Wow.
I mean, he's 26 on DraftKings anyway, so I should probably be fading that.
No, you shouldn't. Not if you like the stack. No reason to fade Judge.
I agree.
CZFT.
I have 10% of your boy Mike Ford on DK.
Mike Ford?
Yeah.
So he's my boy now?
I don't know. You said you were thinking about taking him. I really like these exposures I have, or like fades of, well, maybe not these Boston guys, but Nico Goodrum, I have 1%. Brandon Dixon, none. Jacoby Jones, 16% owned on FanDuel, 12 on DraftKings. I don't have any. If I'm gonna be fading people, I'm very happy fading that kind of stuff. I don't like that JD and Xander and Mookie Betts are 3 of the 4 most unowned guys I have in my crunches.
That's a cause for concern, I think. But got to do something. Who's your second base exposures to on FanDuel?
Let's find out.
I will post mine, or I will talk about mine in just a second once I upload these lineups onto FanDuel.
I've got 19% Albies, 13% Biggio, 12% Ryan McMahon, 17% Michael Chavis, and 23% Brevik Valera, which is very wrong, but he's 2,500, so I don't care all that much.
That's not wrong. People hate playing the 9 hitters, but as Emac says, the home runs from the 9 hole still count.
Oh, if he dongs today, I'm going Sizzler.
That's the thing too, is like when you're playing these chalky stacks, I just hope the bottom of the lineup smashes.
Yep.
And you just need the 1 or 2 guys that are chalk to do well, that do well anyways. But if you have a bunch of combinations, you're rooting for the Talkman home run. He's overpriced and everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, what a fish play, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's not. I mean, it's a good, and Maben too at 4,600. I mean, you're not used to seeing his price, but.
Dude, Didi Gregorius is 5% owned on DraftKings.
Outrageous.
I have 24.
Yeah. So.
With another 22% on FanDuel.
All right. Second base exposures for me, I actually have a good amount of Goodrum. Chavis, Goodrum, Rengifo. Whoa. Rengifo, really? Valera all above 10, and then Albies, Peraza. I have a couple shares of each of those guys. Wow. All right. Maybe I have leverage up too high on the FanDuel sheet. Let's see if I can lower that.
Somebody just said Goodrum cycle night tonight, so maybe you don't want to lower anything of that.
I mean, I'll have what that guy's having.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Good.
I
have... Where's Nico at? There he is. I have 1.3% on FanDuel and 0 on DraftKings. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't want that guy to hit a cycle.
Yeah, I'm good on the Goodrum cycle. I think I'll pass on that this time.
Alrighty, guys. 7:03. We are 4 minutes away from lock. 7:07 lock, which is one of the stupidest things that I've ever said on these shows, and I've said a lot of dumb stuff. But if you want to hear something good, you should go to FantasyDraft.com. Use the promo code AWESOMO and get $1,000 in rake-free contest for your first 7 days. You won't pay a cent on it. Go to FantasyDraft.com. First $1,000 in entry fees in that 7-day period. Won't take a cent from. It all goes back to the winners. So play and win. Make more money. That's the goal, right?
That is exactly the goal. That's the goal I'm trying to achieve playing DFS. So there's really no excuse not to be over on Fantasy Draft at this point if they're going to offer rake-free contests. So, I mean, you're just missing out. You're not going to see it day to day, but over the course of time, you'll understand better how zero rake will affect your bankroll positively. So,
I mean, think about it like this. Think about it like rake is you paying interest to the provider. And then one of the providers is like, you don't have to pay that interest any longer.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. More money for me. More money in my pocket.
Right. Like 401k matches if you work at a company and they offer it. Do the max you can get to get the max match. Free money.
That's right.
I had a really good one when I worked at a credit union. You contributed 5% of your paycheck. They matched it with 9%.
Whoa.
Yeah. So $1.80 for every dollar.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
How would you not see it day to day? Well, actually, I lied because Fantasy Draft actually does show you how much how much money you're saving from rake free. There's a way to access this. I saw someone post a screen. Let me see.
But either way, it's hard to know. Like, let's say you win a head-to-head, or you play a double-up. No, actually, a 50-50 would be a good example. So you're not really noticing that if you paid a dollar head-to-head or 50-50 that you get $1.80 back or $2 back. Like that, you don't notice that extra 20 cents coming in because it's minimal. It's more of like a collective. You know, a month later, you look back and it's like, oh, I would have had $67 less in my account if I were paying those fees.
So I've only played a few days since we started this partnership, and I've saved $14.04 right now. Like, it's just like little things like that. That's what I mean when you're not going to notice it day by day. I mean, if you check this every day, and it's really cool. You just go to your account after you're done playing and the contest is final, and Fantasy Draft has a nice My Rake free savings little box below, so you can see how much you saved.
That's awesome, right? Like, and if you had $1,326 in there, it's hard to notice 14. That's just kind of what we need, you know.
Right. And if you're like me and you've got like 300K, like, you're not gonna notice that.
Yeah. 7:06 and change, guys. You've got 10 seconds. Click that button now. Upload. Confirm your lineups.
Yes, do that now.
And we are locked. Jake, you've got to scramble off to Minnesota. I've got to go take a butt out of the oven.
There you go.
Gotta love it. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Use the promo code LIVEBEFORELOCK to get 50% off Awesemo Plus your first month with us. And then shout out again to Fantasy Draft. Go to FantasyDraft.com. Use the promo code Awesemo for $1,000 in rake-free entry fees over your first 7 days. Jake, anything else?
thanks for joining us, guys. It was a fun show. A little strategy talk, a little weather talk. Glad you could join us.
There it is. A little mic talk, Min. And that's it. I'm out of here. Later, guys. Good luck.
Oh, man.